But Sean, I know we've talked at length about a number of the changes on the horizon in the programmatic space. You as somebody who's was seat number 6 on the trade desk and have seen the evolution over almost 15 years of programmatic now. You take a look at what's going on with the cookieless future, what's happening with the proliferation of devices, and what you're seeing also with the growth of ad tech in certain areas too. What are some of the things that you're looking at in 2022 to focus that you think advertisers need to be focused on?
Well, that's a great question, Ryan. Often programmatic has been lumped in with audience buying, the real-time purchase of remnant impressions across the open exchange, and programmatic technology facilitates that. But programmatic in itself is a way of using technology to purchase really any type of media, and enables us to now also tap into data to inform the ways in which we purchase that. It could be one impression at a time in real time across the open exchange. It could be some sort of direct programmatic, any channel, video, display, out of home. We're doing a lot of that now. Programmatic is the underpinning really of all media buying in the future. In fact, Mark Pritchard from Procter & Gamble said at CES this year that he envisions that all future media buying will involve some form of programmatic. It'll be automated and data-driven. So I only foresee the growth of programmatic in that sense, of using technology to harness data and which informs decision making so that we make the best use of our marketing dollars.
It's almost like we've evolved past programmatic, that it's just part of the buying process. It's biddable media now, right? It's a lot less about the way in which we transact, because we're so used to doing it that way, that now it becomes a lot more about the quality of the inventory, the business goals and objectives that we're able to measure from there. And there is a lot of growth. I mean, it's a little bit challenging sometimes just to look at the stock market and what, like you see what the trade desk's doing, but they exceeded expectations on their last earnings call so much their stock went up 25% in one day. I mean, that's an amazing amount of growth for a company that's already built in a lot of, value into the price that was above what some of the indicators would say there. I think that really shows that it's not just advertisers that are seeing this now. The trade desk is a great, and programmatic is a great model, I think, for how digital media is going to be executed in the future. And if you're not, focused on that, you're definitely missing the boat right now.
Yeah, years ago, in talking about programmatic, I used to compare it to the stock exchange, financial stock exchange. And you think about in the 30s and 40s, you'd have a ticket, and the global economy, ran on that. But obviously technology and automation has streamlined that process now to where those transactions take place much more efficiently, and they're much more data driven. And so similar with media buying, there's historically been a way of buying media that was manual and maybe a little bit more transactional on a one-to-one basis. Over the last 10 years especially, we've seen 80% of that media buying go to being done through programmatic channels for the same reason. And that's not going to change. But what is going to change is the availability easy availability of consumer data. That is going to change. There's been a push for that for a number of years with Firefox and Safari and iOS, putting guardrails in place to where that's not as accessible. We know that Chrome eventually is going to block third-party cookies. And
they're crawling to get there.
Eventually they're going to get there. But the availability of that third-party data, it's been so easy to to accumulate has, in some ways, created a little bit of a crutch for the digital advertising industry because it was just so simple, right, to target various audiences. And you can talk and discuss the accuracy of some of that third-party data, but even if it was 50% accurate, that's still a great index. If you're buying a site that indexes 147% to your target audience, you think that's great.
Huge, yeah.
So that's a 47% accuracy rate. And so if you're 50% accurate on a programmatic audience targeted by, plus you're buying at the efficiencies of real-time buying, you're actually ahead quite a bit. But that's going to become more challenging for marketers that don't have as the foundation marketing strategy, audience research and discovery, and put together really strategic plans for how they combine other types of tactics to reach their business goals.